What's good, gamers? So today I am going to be doing a small guide on my Shockwave Totem Genuine Legionnaire. I've had a few people ask me on stream, so I thought I'd bang up my first ever YouTube video. This will probably be a bit rambly and a bit of a mess, but you know, first time, so bear with me. I'm sure we'll improve. But yeah, the first thing I thought I'd do is do a map showcase. It's tier 15 with a boss. Nothing crazy on there, but yeah, let's get into that first. It's a very, very smooth mapper. I'll probably just do the boss and then do a stun build up, but I don't need to loot anything because I've actually switched to hardcore SSF of yesterday on stream. As you can see, it's a very, very, very smooth mapper. It is very mana intensive, I will say that much. But I mean, it's not too much of a big deal to hit a mana potion now and again. Trying to find the boss. Rares get deleted very fast.
Another notch on my helmet.
The main, like, I guess core concept around this is Shockwave breaking armor, and then the Thunder Totem doing a big slap. This wasn't my idea. Saw that Zizaran was the first person I saw do this at the start of the game. This is my take on the build, which is very different.
I'm gonna get ya. Oh, sure done it now.
It's a very, very kind of like safe playstyle. Obviously, this boss is one of the slower bosses because it's like a multi-phase boss.
Out of mana.
There we go.
Beautiful.
So the biggest question, I guess, is why Gemlin Legionnaire? And it's a couple of reasons actually. So first one being this. Since we're in the area where it's like stacking strength, like the gems stack strength, it makes sense that we get double the HP scaling basically from strength. We're not strength stacking, but we have a very decent HP pool when considering that all the gear I've found is gear I've found everything I'm wearing. Even though I was playing softcore trade. I'm not a trader. I normally play SSF. I just played softcore for play with friends at the start of the game. Another great thing actually is this. It allows us to use any gems we like, and strength satisfies that attribute cost, which is very handy, and it's why we run Enfeeble aura, because there's not really many good auras in the game in general, in my opinion. For the strength area, it's very limited, but this really helps with that. Another really good is gem quality. Now, it's actually better than what I thought it was going to be on this build, because Shockwave Totem has a very slow attack speed at base, and the quality improves that. And when we quality it, that gives us 34% quality, and that makes a large difference. And then gem levels is the main way we scale damage in this build. It's the only way you really scale damage. So this skill tree, basically, we start here and we rush this first while leveling. When I first leveled, I think I came down here because it was faster to get the 2+1 totems. Because I leveled with this build through the whole campaign. And after that, we rush here for the totem placement. On the gems, I ran Ancestral Urgency for the longest time, because until you get this cluster, basically, because it felt horrible with no totem placement. So yeah, we until you get this, run Ancestral Urgency on your totems. It's a very, very mana hungry build. So we run Price of Freedom. These nodes here all convert mana cost to life. And it definitely helps. It helps sustain massively, and we have enough regen where it's not a problem. This node here is also a very large damage multiplier. So when we break armor, our totems does 60%, which means our Sunder Totem does 60% increased damage. And Sunder Totem it's like a truck, because when you break armor on it with Shockwave Totem, Sunder guarantees a crit. And which I'll go over in the gems, but we put supercharged crits on it, which means it does double damage on crit, and yeah, it's big damage. These nodes ended up being super important, because Sunder needs to crit. You cannot go Resolute Techniques, and accuracy was a problem for a while, so these nodes completely solve that. So definitely get them when you start to feel you're missing. You can check in the skill page. It shows you your accuracy. So when you see it start dropping below 90%, you definitely want to be heading over here. And the last portion of the build that made mapping feel very smooth was to go block. Block feels it's chef's kiss. you rarely take damage from small hits. Like if you stand in slams, you're gonna get clapped, right? But for gamers here on this channel, we don't get caught by big slams unless you're me trying to do the arbiter fight. Then you do stand in them and you fail miserably. But yeah, we scale block. We have max block 75%, which is passive block. I'm not talking about raising your shield. So this node gives 75% block, 75% damage. So it's actually very, very efficient damage, which does scale. It's all damage, so it scales up totems. To hit 75% block, we are anointing this on our amulet. However, without this, we're at 69%. Now, if you're trading and you're a rich boy, which I'm not, you could anoint this, which again would give you like, I think without that 12% node, it puts us at 69% block, which is fine in maps, more than enough. So you would have 178% damage from your block chance, basically, because you'd be doubling the 69%. So very nice if you can get that done. So yeah, I will make a planner and I will put it in the comment section, not in the comment section, in the information. I'll put a mobilitics planner in there so you can see exactly all the skill tree in detail without having to look at this video endlessly. Gems. As you can see, we don't have many skills on our bar. This is peak gaming. Peak gaming. UE1 gaming, if you. Oh, by the way, one thing I need to mention about the skill tree, we do go Giant Split. And that's basically just for two-handers being able to roll +6 to melee skills. Very important. For the longest time before I needed to and before I had the strength requirements, I was running a one-hander with +4. Gem scaling is very big. So when you find one, you go Giant Splurd. Make sure you have enough strength. We're scaling strength anyway because that's all we need to, because we're a German Legionnaire. It gives us HP. We go Giant Splurd. Makes sense. Gems. Leap Slam. I don't use it very often, but it's good to have. Holy Descent. Spoiler for the consecrated ground. Gives us Giga regen if we're on top of it. Very nice. Shield Charge. This I do use a lot. It's an extremely nice movement skill. Goes around corners. Very smooth for mapping. You actually have 100% chance to block from the front when you're charging. Very smooth. We just lower the cooldown and gives us more stun threshold while we're doing it, so we can't get stunned out of it too much. Blasphemy. This is what makes Gemlin so good. So, we need 164 intelligence to run Blasphemy. Not on Gemlin. You just use strength. It's so good. This ascendancy, by far, is the most. It's just so flexible. You can play anything on this class, and it'll do well. And it has options for every build style. We're running Enfeeble, Magnified Effect for increased area of effect, Vitality, Clarity, just for extra regen. I was running Focus Curse to make this stronger. For mapping, I'd rather have the regen, especially mana, because like I said, it's a very mana hungry build. Ancestral Warrior Totem. Quality on this it basically just makes the totem last longer, which is actually good because we have to run. Yeah, we have to run overabundance because we have a max 3 totems and we're running the 3 shockwave totems. If we put overabundance on, it allows us the 4th totem, which after the shockwave totem breaks the armor, we hit the Smoothest Totem, and then you get that big damage. So overabundance, you have to have this mandatory gem on here. Super critical. We don't care about the less crit chance because it's a guaranteed crit when the armor is broken. So crit, obviously Sunder, crit gives us 100. I mean, so Sunder gives us 100% increased critical bonus damage. Super critical gives us 100% increased bonus damage. So basically, when the armor's broken, we put this down. It's doing, I don't know what the base is, to be fair, but it's pretty much, yeah, that ends up 300%. Is it crits double normally? So, yeah, big damage, basically. That's all we need to know, right? That's all that's important. Heavy swing, 35% more damage. Effect, we're not using it for clear. 40% more area damage. Basically, this is like, we're just trying to juice this up on steroids to do as much damage as possible. Lastly, Shockwave Totem. As I said on the quality, base attack time without all this, I think, is 3 seconds, and we knock a second off that, which makes a big difference and makes it feel very, very smooth. Inspiration, to make it cost less, because spamming these out, they're look at the cost. It's 162 mana and 92 life because of the node we take on the tree. It's very, very mana intensive with all the plus to gems. You can see it's currently level 30. I haven't had a level 20 gem yet. I did try to get one. I read that you had to run tier 18 maps basically, and I did do a few of them, but no luck. So it's only 19. We get +1 from Gemlin, and then gear, which I'll go over in a second. We get another 9. So it's level 30. It would be 31. Every plus level makes a big difference in damage. As you can see, totems use their own weapons. So the weapon has a base of 445 to 667. Every time you put more gem levels into that, it goes up. I did yesterday on stream kill Zesht, and I tried the dual wield two-handed, so I had level 36. I had to go Giant's Blood, and Ancestral Warrior Totem cost around 800 HP. It's not good for mapping. You could look at that with bosses, but I didn't feel very smooth even in the bosses. And because of, and I juiced my HP regen up, yeah, but it didn't feel great. I much prefer the shield and just zooming around in the map with shield charge. You don't need that much damage to just do normal content, so this feels way better. Anyway, inspiration. Splinter, we break armor. This, I know people were running this build on Warbringer and they take the base armor break so they get an extra skill gem basically, but I can't really think of that many things that would even improve the gems. Like any support gems that would improve Shockwave Totem. So just to put this on, and then you get an Ascendancy that has much better nodes than Warbringer, because after you take the break armor on Warbringer, you take the totem nodes. The first one with the minions seems kind of useless. The second part, the 20% damage going to totems, is obviously very good, but as I said, Gemini Legionnaire is so flexible. There's so much you can do. That totem, you're running Blasphemy, right? So everything's dealing less damage to you. It just, yeah. Brutality. Don't really care. We don't have any flat damage really on our gear. Martial tempo makes them attack faster. Makes them feel even smoother for mapping and breaking armor on bosses. And then close combat, just 25% more damage. Gear. The only thing that matters on gear for damage scaling is plus to gems. Now you can get up to 7 on a melee weapon. I've only found plus 6. This is just nothing else matters really on there. The flat damage doesn't do anything. I tried messing around with the sockets. Nothing matters. All that matters is that plus 6. So you find one of these. While I was leveling in the campaign, I found multiple plus 3s and plus 2s. Just use whatever you can to get the plus gems, and yeah, it's not a hard mod to find. We can get plus 2 on the amulet. I think it might even go up to plus 3. Again, other than that, life, res, attributes, rarity, as it's broken. Hopefully it gets nuked, but right now rarity is broken. It works for currency. You should stack it if you can. This build is quite good at it. I think I have about 100%, which makes a big difference. But yeah, and then the last thing is melee skills on gloves. Those are the 3 slots you can get them on. Try and get it. Like, I found multiple pairs of gloves through gambling and the vendor. Same with the necklace. Both of these came from the gambler. The weapon I found in my on the vendor. And other than that, it's just life and res, baby. That's all you care about. Strength's very good on every piece of gear. Rarity's good. On the shield, you want to make sure you have as high a chance to block on the shield, at least about 39%, to get a decently high block chance, which makes mapping feel very, very smooth. Rings, life, res, mana regen isn't bad. Rarity, res, life, mana regen, chest. We take the regen haste. You probably don't need it, but it does feel quite nice having regen in the map. If you do actually take damage through the block, you just regen it up, you're not spamming your health potion. Life, strength, res. This belt's absolutely terrible, but you know, I'm not trading, so you get what you can get. Boots. 30% movement speed kind of feels mandatory. You feel very, very slow otherwise. Again, this is very bare bones, but the rarity's good. Like I said, I think I've written about 100% rarity. Makes a big difference. Run it. I'm sure it's going to get looked at because there's a lot of big streamers complaining about it. But right now, there's a big difference between 0 rarity and 100 rarity. You get a lot more drops. So make sure you take advantage of it while you can, boys. Charm, again, I'm just running the rarity charm. I don't get frozen or anything like that. Like, totems take a lot of your aggro, so yeah, don't have to worry about that. The character right now, this is the stats. 385 strength. Normally that would be doubled for your HP, but you get double that again, basically. You are getting 4 life for strength on a gem wing, which is why we have a 3.9k life pool with terrible gear, really. I will put planner, like I said, in the pinned comments in the video. I'll also put a link to my stream. If you have any questions, feel free to come by. I stream Monday to Saturday every evening. It's been going really well. All the follows and the support, boys, really appreciated. Just got to keep plugging away, keep grinding. That's why we're doing YouTube now, you know. And I'm not very good at it, obviously, and I'm horrendous with technology, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, I mean, if I make any other builds and people are interested in them, I might do an update for my Warbringer Warcry build, because I have changed skill tree quite a lot compared to the video that Ulf put out for me. Shout out to my boy Ulf. It was a big help. Gave me a lot of I got a lot of follows from that video, so it's really, really cool. But yeah, boys, thank you very much for watching. I'm sure I'll do more. I'm sure I'll get better. But yes, gamers, I'm signing out. Peace.